Oh, what's going on? I'm out here pretending like I'm trying to be aesthetic. I'm up here, just finished cooking up a beat. Nah, I'm lying. It's way too cold to cook up something out here, but maybe in the summer, this would be a nice backdrop to cook up. But I'm just checking in, doing something a little different for my Sunday conversation. Now, producers, beat makers, how is your health? You've been getting up, you've been stretching, you've been drinking your water. I'm just checking in. I just got finished with my workout, and this Sunday I chose to do dance fitness. Now, I am a group fitness instructor, so I teach dance fitness, but I like to kill two birds with one stone. See, going to a dance class, I can hear the up-to-date music. And hearing up-to-date music and see how people react, if they're reacting good to it, more than likely it's been played in a TV show or something like that. See, so while I'm taking the class, that gives me some insights about what is going on in the sync licensing world. So that's the main reason why I do go to group fitness classes. Besides the fact that I like it and I get to move, I can analyze what's moving the crowd, so it makes it easier when it comes to making music for sync licensing. Also, if you go to the gym, give you a little tip. Just go one day and don't bring your headphones. Now, the gym you may go to, they might not play music over the speakers, but the gym I go to, they play music. And I don't ever bring my headphones. I'm a person that I don't need music to amp me up to work out. And again, just like the dance fitness classes, I can hear what's current. That way I can go home with new melody ideas and I can start making that kind of music right away for sync licensing. So it helps me, again, kill two birds with one stone. But the reason I'm making this video, this has got to relate to sync licensing and frustration. I recently got a comment on one of my videos that this person was new to the sync licensing game, but had been making music for a while, had some good success, but now they're focusing on sync licensing and they're frustrated about the movement and what's not going on. And I just want to be real with you. You might get a lot of frustration trying to do this sync licensing stuff. Even if you came from a successful background, it's a totally different game unless you got the contacts to get you in libraries or to get your music on shows. It can take a long time. Just for me, I've been making music for over 20 years. And when I started taking sync licensing seriously, it took a while. I mean, when I first started, I was going to getting these opportunities, but they were pay. Right? So I had to pay, and it was a lot, $25 for one track. Now I was working a full-time job, so I figured, hey, if I submit maybe 2 tracks a month, that's not bad. $50, I had the money. I was single, no kids, not married, renting. So, but I never got any traction. And then one day I finally got into a library, but I only got 1 track into the library. And after that, that track really never got placed. It wasn't until later that I got into a music library, and it took about 3 years to even get my first placement. And I still remember it. It was on the show Wild 'N Out. I can't remember the track, but that was my first show, Wild 'N Out. And I was so happy to get that placement because for 3 years, I had just been submitting music, trying to get better and better and better. So in this game, you will get frustrated. And the way to deal with that is honestly no real way but to keep going. Now, I can't tell you when to stop, right? Because we don't know when success will come. Let me give you a little short story. So you might seen the show The Office. I love that show. And the characters, Dwight, the little nerdy guy, and the guy Jim, right? They were adversaries. But if you listen to their story, so Dwight in real life, he always did music theater, right? He was doing Broadway shows and stuff like that. And he had the support of his wife. And every year he said he would quit after a year if he don't see success. But every year he kept going further and further, inching along, just like me, right? Inching along, getting to one library here, getting to one library there, but still no placements. But then one day, after 10 years of doing Broadway, he finally got the audition for The Office. And we all know how The Office turned out. So that took him 10 years. But let's look at Jim's story. So Jim, he really wasn't into acting, but he decided to take acting classes, do stuff like that. And his mother encouraged him. She said, look, Jim, I'm going to give you 3 years to do whatever you want with this. I'm going to support you in any way. You got 3 years, though. That's all. That's his cutoff. So it's about to approach, he says, and how he tells it, the 3-year mark, but it's 2 weeks away. All of a sudden, guess what he gets? The audition for The Office. And again, we know how that show turned out. But that's 2 different scenarios, right? Dwight had to wait 10 years. Jim had to wait only 3 years. So I cannot tell you how long it's going to take for you to get into a library, get your first placement, get what you want. Let's just look at myself. Last year, I cracked the $6,000 a mark for placements. So that's how much I made over the year, $6,000. Now, I may never crack the $10,000 mark. That's my goal. But I may never crack it in my lifetime. I also have another goal of getting a major theme song placement, man, because I just want to do it. That's like the top-notch thing that you want to get in sync licensing is, think about the Friends theme song. All you need is that one placement and you probably set for life. But I may not get that. So you can go 10 years, you can go 20 years, you can go 5 years, you can go 3 months. You may have success, you may not. So you're going to get frustrated. That's just part of the course. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you you should just enjoy every single thing, because I don't enjoy every single thing, right? It's sometimes frustrating working with a library and I have to fill in the metadata stuff. This is boring things. Or I have to rename files a certain way. See, this is stuff that you don't hear about, but this is the necessary things. Man, my hands are getting cold out here, man. Let me hurry this up. But I want to give you some hope, a little optimism. Stick in there, man. Whether you a veteran in the game or you just started and you think sync licensing is the way to go, you just have to stick in there and get past the frustration. That's just all it is. And sometimes you may have to just quit and hang it up. I run another business. Like I said, I do group fitness, so I have a business called Work That Dance Fitness. And I've worked on that through the pandemic for about 7 years. And I had an online membership platform, and it just wasn't working. After 7 years, I said, it's time to quit. And there's nothing wrong with quitting. I think especially in the Western society, we have this mentality that you can't quit stuff. But sometimes quitting is for your best. It's in your best interest, right? So I may have quit Work That, but I haven't quit Dance Fitness. And I haven't quit on the dream. I'm just taking a break from it to focus on sync licensing. And I'm seeing now things are coming full circle. So even though I quit my business, I still have the website up, I'm still getting other opportunities. Like I work for an AV company. So, and I'm learning how to DJ. But because I already have a background in being an MC, because I teach dance fitness, I'm in front of strangers all the time in a new setting. Depends on what clubs I teach in. If I do a master class, a one-on-one session. So I already have that skill of being in front of random strangers while DJing. And I also have the skill that I already know how to mix music. I know how to blend music. I know about tempos. So learning how to DJ is just something extra. So who knows where this may lead me in the future. So even though I closed one door, there's always another door to open. So I'm just here to give you hope, to get you through the frustration, whether you're new, old, whatever it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're taking care of your health. And I want you to keep that optimism. I want you to keep fighting, because it's going to take a long time. The sync licensing game is not for the faint of heart. It's not, as they say, a sprint, but a marathon. So take it easy. Peace.